Так, ну. Главное, дату вспомнить.
Пятого.
What did I going to put? The 5th. We put the 4th yesterday.
Саш, ты не отрывайся, тут голову поверни, потом чуть-чуть.
Sash, please turn your head just a little bit.
Пятый.
05. That's good.
Не удалось. Сам еще разок на меня поверни.
And once again, please turn your head.
Да, поворачивай лицо.
Now turn your head again. Just give me a second.
Вот.
Рони, мы здесь.
Я here.
Please turn.
And then one on this side after.
Благословен Боже на ваши труды. На вас выпала великая ответственность.
We would like to say that God is saving you from harm. You have a great responsibility, and let Him guide you in all your endeavors.
С Богом, ребят, помоги Господи.
God help.
А вот это на минимум здесь поставить, понимаешь? Здесь, я думаю, что тебе ее откинуть на нас. Oh, can you explain to me the black one? Что вы говорите? А есть что? Нет. Андрей, второй, да? Там полный народ.
Да, вот.
Я скажу как. Клюв.
Dear members of the State Commission, all the guests invited, we're happy to inform you that everything is going per the plan. You've shown good results at your exams, and I hope that you will proceed just as perfect as the way you've been taught. And of course, those who are right now on board the station will show you what life there looks like. We received a call today from the Center for Youth Art. They said hi to you, and they asked you on behalf of the entire center to wish you all the best.
It's good to see you. You guys have trained hard. I know you got a very busy increment in front of you, but I know you'll do a great job while you're there. You are able to take time to enjoy your environment and look down on the earth and appreciate the experience that you're getting an opportunity to partake in. So you're an integrated crew. You have the run of the entire space station. I personally invite you each to spend some time in the cupola and enjoy the view. And so have a great flight, and we look forward to hearing about your experiences when you get back.
Dear friends, Alexander, Andrei, Ron, I would like to cordially congratulate you on the beginning of your flight. This flight is special. We will soon be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the first human flight into space, performed by Yuri Gagarin, of space exploration. This process went very quickly and in very sharp competition with the United States. However, today, the science exploration and development goes hand in hand together with the United States and Russia and other countries. And we are sure that this will bring new acquisitions, new results, and we wish you all the very best and the best results ever possible during this flight. We know this flight was successful, and we hope to see you soon back on the Earth. Hi to those whom I haven't greeted yet. I'm very happy to see you all. We've had a very good training, had very good rest here. And finally, we're ready to set our hands on what we've been trained to do. Good evening, or rather, it's already night. We did all that we could. We did our best when starting at GTC. And the machinery is good, the equipment is good, reliable. So everything will be fine. I also like to say thank you. It's a great honor to me and great responsibility. Thank you.
на успешную вашу работу,
I hope that your work will be successful,
успешный выход на орбиту,
that your launch is successful,
работа на международной космической станции,
and that your work is fruitful on board the ISS.
окончания подготовки.
I would like to congratulate you on a successful completion of your training.
Звоните с орбиты,
I would like you to
вспоминайте нас.
ask you to call us from orbit, and we'll do our best when assisting you from here, from the ground. Here they're coming. The crew of the space vehicle TM-8 is ready. This is the vehicle command.
T-minus 15 seconds. There goes the second umbilical tower moving away from the Soyuz. T-minus 10. First stage engines are at flight speed. Sit 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. Liftoff of the Soyuz rocket as Ron Garin, Alexander Samakutayev, and Andrei Borisenko begin their journey to the International Space Station.
Seconds. Everything is fine on board. Copy. 30 seconds. Flight. All fine. Launch vehicle fine.
As you're hearing, everything looking good so far in the first 45 seconds of the Soyuz TMA-21's flight. The Soyuz is now heading toward a link-up with the International Space Station 2 days from now.
50 seconds. The pressure is within norm and we are doing well on board.
60 seconds, nominal. Roll pitch, nominal.
Rotation within norm.
1 minute and 12 seconds into flight. The velocity of the Soyuz is now 1,100 miles per hour. We've had good first stage performance, and the Soyuz is delivering 102 tons of thrust from its 4 boosters.
80 seconds.
Single engine.
We are doing well.
The first stage of the Soyuz measured 68 feet in length and 24 feet in diameter, and it's burning liquid fuel for the first 2 minutes and 6 seconds of the flight.
1:18.
Thank you.
21:15.
We are doing good. All the parameters are within the norm.
21:15. 110 seconds. Nominal. Roll pitch, nominal.
Doing good.
Jettison and the 4 strap-on boosters. These have completed their job and have dropped away at an altitude of 28 statute miles. The Soyuz is traveling at about 3,350 miles per hour, now 2 minutes and 20 seconds into its flight.
140 seconds in flight. Copy. $150.
You hear inside the capsule as the crew is making their way into orbit.
Yes.
And there is a view of NASA astronaut Ron Garan making his way into space for the second time.
Ron is monitoring.
Soyuz core stage is performing as expected. The core stage of the Soyuz is 56 feet in length, 13.5 feet in diameter, with a single engine with 4 fuel chambers, providing 96 tons of thrust for its 3 minutes and 28 seconds of operation. We're now 3 minutes and 37 seconds into the flight.
So right now, right before the separation of the second stage, we did feel that. $340 seconds in flight. No issues. Everything is fine on board.
Six minutes now until into the flight of Ron Garan, Alexander Semikutyaev, and Andrei Borisenko.
In flight. Rotation nominal.
Semikutyaev and Borisenko waving there. Everything continuing to go well.
380 seconds, nominal.
You can also see there in view the
Nominal flight.
toy dog, which is being used as a indication of when the crew reaches zero gravity. That dog was given to Soyuz Commander Alexander Semikutyaev by his daughter for the flight.
All is nominal on flight.
8.5 minutes now into flight.
All right, Alexander, Andrei, Ronald. I wish you luck. We will have separation now. And this is a great anniversary flight, and have a great one.
More well wishes there by the team on the ground.
We are weightless. Right, separation. Confirming separation, confirming weightlessness. Very good, and we are handing over to the mission control. Copy this.
Now 9 minutes and 10 seconds into the flight, and as you heard there at the 9-minute mark with the third stage cutoff and separation.
Mission Control Moscow, yes, Mission Control Moscow, this is Starkani, how do you read us? Loud and clear, how us? Everything is fine on board. Our launch was great, and we are in orbit, and we are feeling great. Thank you. And we are waiting for your report on the separation parameters and keep monitoring Kazoo Perch. Follow the book. That's operation nominal. Copy.
Still seeing a view here inside the Soyuz capsule with that toy dog used to indicate the entrance into zero gravity, now floating rather than hanging. Again, you can see in this view the Soyuz commander, Alexander Semikotiaev, who was given that toy dog by his daughter, and just sitting next to him in this view, flight engineer Andrei Borisenko. Just out of view is the NASA astronaut, Ron Guerin.
Mike Seferdini, ISS Program Manager. Mike, the Gagarin Soyuz TMA-21 streaked through a starry sky to your space station tonight. Your thoughts at this moment in history, just 1 week shy of the 50th anniversary of the birth of human spaceflight?
Well, it's a remarkable time in space station. We always talk about all the historical events, but clearly on the eve of Yuri Gagarin's first flight, to have such a flawless launch and have 3 more crew headed towards ISS during an increment which will see the retirement of the space shuttle program. Yeah, it's a monumental evening, and it was outstanding. The vehicle flew so flawlessly into low Earth orbit.
This is an extraordinarily complex time. The STS-134 mission had its launch date adjusted to accommodate the progress that's coming up with supplies. Talk a little bit about the traffic pattern up at the complex right now.
Well, this is something we talk about a lot, and people don't. It's hard to kind of imagine it, but this is a very good example. We have a number of things that have to occur over the next few months, and they have to occur in a certain order. We have ATV up there right now, and ATV is going to raise the altitude of ISS to about 400 kilometers. Before that can occur, STS-134 has to fly to station because it does not have the performance to get all the way to altitude. However, we have a Progress that needs to launch. It's got research on board that has to get quickly to the space station, so it can't loiter while shuttle flies sooner. So it's always this delicate balance of getting all the pieces in there, and we also have a crew departing and a crew rotation in the late May. Early June time frame, and so these things all have to be balanced, and this decision recently is an indication of we're just continually balancing these things to get them all lined up, because they just can't fly whenever they want to. They need to fly in a certain order, and they need to fly when the station can take them.
Mike, finally, half a century has passed since Gagarin launched from this same launch pad behind you. Could anyone back then have ever envisioned that tonight this spacecraft would be launched to a complex as sophisticated, as huge as the International Space Station?
Gosh, I don't know, Rob. You know, in our dreams, we've a lot of us read a lot of books like 2001 and 2010, and wish we'd been further along. But having lived through the assembly of this fantastic beast we have on orbit, and knowing the complications of keeping it operational, it's hard for me to imagine us being here when we are. So it's probably more magnificent is the fact that it's such an international partner effort. We rely on each other, and it takes us all together to do this, and it'll take us all together as countries to explore beyond low Earth orbit.